Got Vanderbilt this week. Looking forward to this challenge. It's an opportunity to play an SEC team. I think Vanderbilt is a much improved team. I think their defense is really good, and they do a lot of different things. They give you a lot of different looks defensively with their scheme. They're very active. They run. They bring a lot of pressure. They bring pressure from a lot of different areas on the field. So we've got to be able to handle that. I think offensively, they're getting better and better each week. I think their quarterback is starting to settle in. You know, he made some mistakes early in the year, and I think he's gotten those rectified. You know, they play Ole Miss at Ole Miss, the number 3 team in the country, and it's a 4-point game with 6 minutes left in the game. You know, they played Georgia pretty close, and they lost a tough one, the opening game of the year against Western. So it's a much improved team. It's going to be a heck of a challenge for us. But again, it's one that we're looking forward to. I'll turn it over to you guys. Yes. Yes. This team, you know, they competed their tails off against Jackson State. They competed their tails off down at Alabama. No different at Charlotte. No different last week at Illinois. This team has got a great competitive spirit. They care about each other, and we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. That's why you play the game. You play it 60 minutes. You don't play it 55. So I love the attitude of this team. Yeah, I would say Richie's. You know, he's only played 4 college games, and you know, so you hope that you see improvement each week, and he has. And I think Richie is a really good player. He's a very unselfish player. I think all our players on our team are very unselfish, and I think it shows up probably more at the receiver position than it does any position on the field, because it's easy for those guys standing 30 yards away from the ball on a run play to take it down off and not block. And those guys don't do that. They're very unselfish. They play well without the ball, and Richie's playing well with the ball. So really pleased with the progress so far. Yeah, you know, I thought they were pretty good too against Georgia. You know, and Georgia's not, you know, a spread team. They give people problems with the different, the variety of blitzes, the variations that of the stunts that they do up front. They do a good job of keeping you off balance. And anytime you play, really any defense, but especially a team that brings a lot of pressure like they do, is you've got to avoid negative plays, which are a 2-yard loss, you know, penalty plays, that sort of thing that get you behind the chains. So you can't make mistakes against a team like this. You know, so I think that's probably part of the reason for the success that they've had. Uh, maybe, you know, maybe so. You know, I think Alabama, I thought that was a heck of a challenge for them and we were able to have success against them early. We weren't able to sustain it. Illinois, I thought they did a good job yesterday or Saturday of mixing up their blitzes and coverages. I thought they did a good job, so uh, in looking at, Vandy just here for, a day and a half now, um, yeah, you're probably right, Chip. I think this will probably be a good test for our offense. I'm supposed to say it's a huge deal, um, you know, but as a coach, you don't look at it that way. I mean, it's uh, yeah, we're excited that an SEC team is coming here. Yes, we're excited that Vanderbilt's coming here because they're next door. I'm supposed to say all that kind of stuff, but to me, that's this team, we don't get caught up in all that stuff. So we're excited about the opportunity to play, uh, another good SEC team. I hope it'll be electric. I hope our students come. I hope the people in this community come. Um, there's been a lot of talk about this thing since uh, this summer or whenever the contract was signed for them to come. That this was going to be a sellout. This is going to do this and that. So I hope it does. I hope it's electric. And again, I say it every week, but why in the heck wouldn't you come watch this team play? And I'm talking about our team. Why you wouldn't come watch these guys play and watch them compete and how they play and how hard they play. It's beyond me why you wouldn't come. And so I hope it's an electric atmosphere. Well, I think there's probably more disappointment than there is feel good. Um, because and again, we don't look at who we're playing as somebody that we don't have a chance to win. Everybody we play, we feel like we can compete and win the game. Um, like I said 2 weeks ago, we were disappointed that we didn't beat Alabama. We were equally disappointed that we didn't beat Illinois yesterday, Saturday. Um, fought our guts out. We overcame a lot of adversity in that game and had a chance to win it. We didn't get it done. Uh, but the character, the fight of that team should continue to build on the confidence that they had built up through the first three games. So, yeah, we were disappointed. That we didn't get it done up there, but I think there's a sense of pride within this team that we can play with anybody. Yeah. I think probably initially, Chip, those first couple games, they probably wanted to hang their hat on him. I think they're starting to get more confidence, uh, in their quarterback, and that he's starting to play better. He's doing a better job of protecting the football. Uh, they're figuring out too. It's like anytime you're figuring out what your team can and can't do, and so after four games, I'm sure they've got a better feel now of what their quarterback can do schematically that they didn't know in that first game. So uh, they got their tight end back now. Uh, who got hurt in the Georgia game. He didn't play against Austin P and played last week against Ole Miss, who's an all SEC player last year. Uh, to me, he's a guy, excuse me, especially on third down, uh, that they look to go to. I think he caught 5 balls for 57 yards against Ole Miss. So he's a really good player. And obviously, if you're an all SEC player, then you're a pretty dang good player. Anything else? We we beat Charlotte 73-14. Uh, we beat UAB, whatever it was, last year by a couple points, I think, and that there was no difference in how I felt about that win. You celebrate every win, whether it's 70-10 or 10-9. You celebrate every win, every loss. It doesn't matter if you lose 37-10 or 27-25. They're all gut wrenching losses. They they make you sick to your stomach. It doesn't matter how close it was. It doesn't matter who it's against. A loss is a loss. Win, you celebrate. So I don't look at losing to Illinois, where we had a chance to win it at the buzzer, any different than we lost to Alabama when we didn't have a chance to win it, there in the fourth quarter. So they all stink. They're all miserable. They're all a pain within themselves. You know, that's a good point there. I think he's done a better job of protecting the ball. He looks like he's getting the ball out of his hand quicker now, whereas excuse me, early the first couple games, a little bit, maybe holding it a little bit long. And again, I'm not coaching their offense, so I don't know the timing of their routes and everything. So I don't want to insinuate that. But it looks like he's getting it out quicker now. He's more accurate with his throws. And that may just be the timing between he and his receivers after an extra month of practice. So I think all those, it looks like he's more confident back there. There's a little pep in his step, bouncing around a little bit more. He's played 4 games now. He understands what they're doing offensively. They got a new offense compared to what, they had last year. So I think when you throw all those, into the pie and mix it up, he's looks like he's more confident in everything he's doing. This will be the first quarterback that we face that, feel like he's got some escapability, that he can run, move around a little bit. The Alabama quarterbacks weren't going to do it. Jackson State's quarterback, kind of was, but he was so big. He would scramble around out there and look to throw from, still throw the ball. Illinois' guy was a pocket guy. He wasn't going to beat you with his feet. So this guy is the first test that we'll see from a defensive standpoint that can move the chains with his feet. Well, this is the first time we've played Vanderbilt in 10 years. Uh, and I always say that, it takes time to build these kind of games up from a player standpoint. But I know me and I know our staff and I know our players that we get a chance to play an SEC team, and everybody says the SEC is the best team in the country, best conference in the country. And anytime we get a chance to play against those guys, it's special and it means something. And this game means something to us this week. I can promise you that.